Hello and welcome. In this video, you will learn how to manage the checklist directly within Synap. The training video will cover the current prerequisites for managing the checklist, logging in via email versus the Greystone employee login, the property page, toggling between the client view and the edit view, viewing and editing tasks, adding a new task, adding and viewing chat messages, adding new team members directly within Synap, and notifications. Okay, let's begin, shall we? The current prerequisites are only two. The opportunity must first be created in Salesforce, and the base checklist must also be applied to that opportunity in Salesforce. Once these two things are accomplished, you're ready to begin managing the checklist directly within Synap. There are two ways to log into Synap. The first is using an email address and a password, and this is typically the way our clients will log into the app. For Greystone employees, however, you can click on the Greystone employee login and enter your Salesforce credentials, and this will take you directly into Synap and into the new Manage Checklist views. Click on the Greystone employee login, enter your Salesforce credentials, and click Login. Once you log in, you'll be taken to the welcome page, and from here you will see a list of all the existing properties. For the clients, this can become an actual portfolio management tool for them. But for you, these will be all of the opportunities to which you have access in Salesforce. Let's go ahead and open one of these opportunities, shall we? This takes us directly to the new Manage Checklist view. One of the great features about the new Manage Checklist is that you can view the checklist as a project manager who needs to edit these tasks. If I click on any one of them, you can see the different fields that you are going to be able to edit, and we'll cover those in a few minutes. But up here, there is a set of binoculars, and this you can toggle this view between what you would see and what the client will see. So if I want to see what the client sees, I'll click on the binoculars, and now I can see what the client would see if they were opening this task in Synap themselves. So they would see this particular e-sign form. If I want to go back to editing it as project manager, simply click on the icon again, and I'm back into my editing view. To close the task, I simply X out. Now let's take a look at some of the features of the new Manage Checklist. Notice that the tasks are now sequenced by the due date, with the closest due dates are at the top of the list. Any task that does not have a due date will appear below the ones that do have dates. You can also see from looking at this list which tasks have been enabled for the client and which ones have not. The ones that have not been enabled are lighter in color. If I click on the binoculars, remember this is going to show me the client's view. This loan task for Baskerville Apartments does not appear in the client's view. However, if I come back here to the Manage Checklist view and enable this task, all I do is click on the task and open it. I can enable the task from here. I'll close it back up. And then let's see if it appears in the client's view. And there it is. So that's how you can tell the difference between one that has been enabled and one that has not. So now these have been enabled. Now let's take a look at some of the other things that you can do to edit the tasks. If I click on this particular one, I can see that the current status is in review. The client has uploaded a document for me, so I can review the document in here. But other things that you can do, there is the field here for adding comments. These are the client-facing comments that the client will see when they log in. The internal notes here that appear, however, will not be seen by the client. So these are for your own internal notes. You can change the status. In this case, I want to change it from in review. Now that I've looked at the document, I'm going to change it to completed. And then it's done. So I can click on the X. It shows that the task now is being completed. And as you can see, the task status is color-coded. I've come down here. Here's another one that's in review. So I have an opportunity to open this one up. Also, take a look at what's been uploaded and complete it if I wanted to complete it at this point. Another thing that you can do directly from within Synap now is add a new task to the checklist. Click on the little Add Task icon here, and you will be brought to this particular page, and we can now name the task. So I'm asking the client at this point to upload a photograph of the property, and I'm going to give them instructions to please upload a current photograph of the property. I could make internal notes for myself here, as I mentioned before, but I'm not going to do that. It's going to be an upload. Status will be in progress. It is going to be in underwriting stage of the opportunity. And I'm going to say, I'm going to give this a due date of, let's say, this Friday. And then the last thing I'm going to do is enable the task. Now let's say I was interrupted while I was doing this and I decided, you know what, I'll finish this up later. I don't want to do it right now. I would cancel this, because if you don't cancel this, this actually does become a new task. It's not enabled yet, but if you don't cancel it, it actually will appear on your list. It won't appear on the client's because it hasn't been enabled, but it would appear on your list of tasks. So cancel it if you want to do that. Otherwise, go ahead and enable the task for the client to see. A few final things that we can do in here include sending chat messages back and forth with the client. So click on the little chat widget here, and you can see that I have added a comment already to Sherlock asking if he has any further amendments that need to be uploaded. And depending on how Sherlock responds to me, I'll decide whether or not I'm going to go ahead and complete this particular task. So you can send chat comments back and forth. Another thing that you can do is you can change the assignment of the task. So let's say in this particular case, I've had a conversation with John Watson, and John has told me that he's going to be the one providing this information, not Sherlock. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on here. Come on. Come on. And I'm going to remove Sherlock from this particular task. And John told me that he was going to have it done for me by Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and put a new date on that and then close it up. So now it's done. It's due on the 19th, and John is the one that's going to complete that particular task. Finally, I'd just like to take a minute to talk about notifications. Today, notifications are being sent to you and to the client as they complete tasks. They upload documents, they e-sign documents, they send you chat messages. When you send chat messages back to them, they'll get a notification. And one of the exciting things that we've got coming up on the horizon in the very near future is an aggregate email that will aggregate the emails into a single email for you and for them. So in a given email, for example, a client might see any of the comments that you've made back to them, any tasks that you have marked as complete. They would see those in the aggregate email, and they'll get that periodically. On your side, you'll get an aggregate email that shows you all the different opportunities to which you're assigned, any uploads that have been done on any of them, any comments that have been made on any of them. You will be receiving your aggregate email much more frequently than the clients will, and that's so that you can get immediate notification or close to immediate notification when a task has been completed or if they've uploaded something. So your notifications are going to be coming about every 10 minutes. Right now, the plan is for the clients to be getting theirs about once per hour. They won't get an email every hour. They'll only get an email on the hour if something has been done within the past hour. So if you were to make a comment back to the client, for example, they will see it within an hour after you have posted that. If they're not in the app, they'll get an email at least. And then similarly, if the client uploads a document, because you'll be getting your aggregate notifications every 10 minutes, you will see any documents that have been uploaded within the past 10 minutes. Thank you for watching this video today on how to manage the checklist within Synap. Great new features brought to you by the Greystone Labs team.